Bonjour, let's read French together. This exercise has two goals. First, to improve your pronunciation and understand sounds in French, but also to improve your reading. Now, let's have a look at the text. Here we go. All right, we are going to read this text, which is of A2 level together. First of all, I'm going to show it as it is, and then I'm going to look at sound, okay? And then we will read it a third time together. Let's have a look at the first reading. You can try to read out loud with me if you want. Here we go. Paul est une personne qui aime beaucoup la culture. Il a des goûts très variés et il adore découvrir de nouvelles choses. Quand il a du temps libre, il aime aller au cinéma. Son genre de film préféré, les comédies. Paul a aussi une passion pour la lecture. Il adore les romans policiers car il aime les histoires mystérieuses. Quant à l'art, Paul aime visiter des musées et des galeries d'art. Okay, so I've read it once before. We will read it again slower, but first of all, let's understand the sounds in that text. How much of the text did you understand? Okay, so let's have a look at the text with highlighted sounds, okay? Before we read it again together a bit slower. Now, I have highlighted a few sounds here. We will have a look at what the text means, but alternatively, you do have the full translation in a support guide available with this very text, okay? So, Paul est une personne qui aime beaucoup la culture. Here we've got different sounds, and you will see the sounds are throughout the text, such as the O sound that you see in yellow here. Okay, so we've got one here. When you have AU together in French, it's O, EAU, it's O, and just the O normal. Okay, so we have it in personne as well. And you see it throughout the text in adore and chose and O and comédie. Paul aussi adore roman policier. Paul, these are the O sounds, okay? Now let's have a look at the purple sound. The purple sound is interesting because though it's not spelled the same, the sound is the same. So if you look at the ES, we say E. But the same goes for the E with an accent aigu. E sound. Découvrir. We've got it again. And the same goes with the ER sound. E. Cinéma. Préféré. Comédie. Again, we've got it in ES. Les. Okay? Policier. ER again. And we've got it ER. Des. Visiter. Musée. Mystérieuse. So the purple is the E sound, okay? Now remember, it's E with an accent, ES or ET or ER, for example, it's A. The other sounds that come up quite often is the E sound. And I know some of you may say, well, that's exactly the same sound as E. It's not, okay? AI together is a E sound. And the same as the sound for the accent grave. Now you've got the accent aigu, E, and the accent grave, E. Okay, the same as M, A-I, très. And we've got it here again, M. Can you see that? So if you read that first sentence, Paul est une personne qui aime beaucoup la culture. So let's have a look at the red sound, which is OU. OU together makes OU. We've got it in goût, in découvrir, nouvelle. We've got it in pour, etc. Okay? So what I'd like you to do when you come to doing these exercises is understanding the letters together and what sound they make. For example, ES is a E sound, AU is a O sound, OU is a U sound, etc. Another sound that you see here is a en, which is AN. You've got it in quand, when, temps, IM, see, that's en. Genre, IN, that's still en. Roman, AN, that's en. And quand, again, en. Okay? And you will find the sound is EN, en, IM, en, AN, en, AM, en. Same. Okay, so it's a matter of getting used to those letters put together, making different sounds. Okay, so we've got those sounds. What I want to concentrate on is the S sound. You've got it in personne. Okay, when you have an S after a consonant, it makes the sound S. Okay, when you have two S's together, it makes the sound S. Again, S, T. Here, the S is before the consonant. It's still a S sound, mystérieuse. You've got the Z sound when you have only one S together and surrounded by vowels, such as visiter and musée. So that makes the Z sound. Can you see that? And of course, you've got the S sound when using a S, as in I was going to say curlique, a C. Cinéma and policier. Can you say that? Cinéma and policier. Okay? So we've got the S sound going on. We've got the O sound. We've got the E sound. We've got the E sound and the U sound. And so on. Okay? And where I would like you to have a go and concentrate on is the fact that in French, there are letters at the end of words that we do not pronounce. And you see where I have those crosses here? We don't pronounce. So guys, don't say this, please. Okay, so these letters, guys, the G, don't, D, say, S, this, T, please, P, and then an X. None of these letters at the end of the words you must pronounce. I've done a very popular video on this already. So these words will be pronounced gou, G and OU, gou, but you don't pronounce the T and the S. And the same goes for très, no S. Varier, no S. Can you see that? Nouvelle, no S pronounce. Chose, no S pronounce, okay? We've got it in temps here, no S pronounce. And we've got it in policier, S, and mystérieuse, no S. Roman, no S. Remember, don't pronounce the S. Musée, galerie, art. Guys, don't sound this, please, okay? Remember that? Or don't say this, please, okay? Now, what I would like to emphasize before we read it fully now is this one, is when you do a liaison. Now, there is a liaison here. Quand il a dû. Now, you will notice two quand. One with a D here and one with a T. Now, they don't mean the same thing. Quand with a D means when. When he has free time. Quand il a dû. And it's taken as a T sound. De becomes a T sound. Quand il a, you don't say quand il a. Quand il a du temps libre, il aime aller au cinéma. And we've got the quant à l'art here. Here it's a proper T. So you say quant à l'art. We have the liaison going on here. As for the art, and that's what that means. Okay, Paul aime visiter les musées. Paul likes to visit museum. Now we've got all these sounds. Now have a look at them again. E, o, e, on. Okay, and of course the liaison and the don't sound this. I would like you now to read with me. Okay, we are going to read slightly slower. Okay, here we go. Listen very carefully and try to identify the sound. And I know it's a lot to get in, a lot to take in, but it's a matter of habit. Do the lessons that I've done on Read French with me are becoming very popular. I've got lots of them now, so why don't you have a look at them? And again, the translation is available on the support guide. Okay, let's read it one last time here. Now, I've removed the colors so it's not crazy. Try to remember the sounds, okay? Do you remember the OU and the I and the E and the O? Okay, and the liaison. Okay, here we go. Slowly but surely together. Paul est une personne qui aime beaucoup la culture. Il a des goûts très variés et il adore découvrir de nouvelles choses. Quand il a du temps libre, il aime aller au cinéma. Son genre de film préféré, les comédies. Paul a aussi une passion pour la lecture. Il adore les romans policiers car il aime les histoires mystérieuses. Quant à l'art, Paul aime visiter des musées et des galeries d'art. If you enjoy this kind of exercise, why don't you have a look at my other Read French with Me videos? That's it for me. Au revoir, à bientôt. I shall see you soon. Bisou bisou.